Now, when we don't use our voice, it can affect us physically. I know when something's going on in my life, I actually get a little challenge in my throat. It's a physical tell that I have something that I really need to be able to deal with right away. And it's that cue now that I use to have that next conversation. But for you, it might be something subtle. Maybe you're just unhappy, or you're tired, or you just don't feel as motivated. Hi there, it's Kelly Resendez, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We are gonna go into Confidence 101. What does it take to lead with confidence as a female leader? I have personal experience with this just over my career, having multiple leadership roles, from being an executive at a multi-billion-dollar company to managing a team to now being President of Minrva, a women's femtech company that's revolutionizing women's healthcare. And I can tell you, confidence is one of the greatest skills that we can embody. Now, notice I use the word skill. A skill means something that you can develop over time. And confidence doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. A lot of women especially have a challenging time speaking up and asking for what they want. We could go look at multiple studies that have been done over the years where women are less likely to ask for raises, apply for promotions, really be networking effectively to get to the next level. And I believe a lot of this is twofold. Number one, many women feel like they're not enough, or they have too many things that are going on in order to be able to advance in their careers. The second thing is, I believe that there's a lack of confidence, something that's holding them back, maybe believing that they don't have the qualifications that are needed to be able to get there. And what I want to tell you is that your confidence can be increased starting today. And I want you to know all it takes is tiny steps every day, learning, growing, and getting outside of your comfort zone. So in the age of information that we're in today, there are so many resources out there on building your confidence. I mean, you could pretty much go to ChatGPT and say, give me a 60-day plan on increasing my confidence, and it probably would give you actionable steps as a leader. But what I know is that when I started investing in my emotional intelligence, it really helped my confidence skyrocket. The second thing that I invested in was mentorship. That also helped my confidence. Many of us don't see a lot of our skills and our gifts, or we're trying to be something that we're not. And I can tell you the greatest confidence comes from authenticity and making that decision that I am going to be authentic and stay true to who I really am. And that means I'm going to use my voice. Now, when we don't use our voice, it can affect us physically. I know when something's going on in my life, I actually get a little challenge in my throat. It's a physical tell that I have something that I really need to be able to deal with right away. And it's that cue now that I use to have that next conversation. But for you, it might be something subtle. Maybe you're just unhappy, or you're tired, or you just don't feel as motivated. And that can come from not elevating our confidence. So your confidence should be something that you work on daily. I know for myself, starting my day with my morning ritual and really looking at my I am statements and making sure that my day, throughout the day, like I'm doing things outside of my comfort zone. One of the greatest things that I do outside of my comfort zone is to ask for help. That has really made a big difference. In every conversation that I have with somebody, I ask them if there's a resource or introduction that would change their life, and then I tell them what I need help with. And that skyrockets my confidence, number one, because there are so many people around that want to help you, that if you ask, they would. But if you don't ask, it's highly unlikely that they're going to. So maybe you're in a role right now where you want to move up in the leadership chain. You're going to need to ask for help, whether that's your manager or another mentor, or hiring a coach, executive coach outside of your organization to be able to help you. The greatest gift that you can give yourself is stepping into your big voice and really just showing this confidence. The next thing that I would say is that you want to make an effort every day to find things that you can speak up about if needed. Maybe you've noticed something in your company has been running but not effectively. bringing that to somebody's attention instead of just sitting back and letting it be. I can tell you the people that I've promoted are the ones that brought ideas and problems with a solution to the table. If you're somebody that just sits back and lets your company, run inefficiently or have problems that don't have solutions, like, you're going to miss out on a big opportunity to flex that confidence muscle. Because when you bring something to your leadership team and it makes a big impact, like, your confidence is going to grow. The last thing that I would tell you that can really increase your confidence is to solicit constructive feedback, because this will help you create a game plan for yourself. With leaders, I always say adopt a quarterly leadership plan, one where you can pick one area that you can really focus on. And then that way, at the end of the quarter, you can see a bigger impact. Too many people dabble. Go deeper in mastery. That's going to help you. But unless you get some feedback and maybe ask the key people that you work with. Now, if you own your own company, you can ask your employees, you could ask your vendors, you could ask your clients for feedback, because they might tell you like, hey, yeah, I've noticed that maybe your communication has been a little bit off. Well, if you learned how to communicate more effectively, what kind of difference would that be? If you are in sales and you want your conversion numbers to change, you're going to need to get some feedback from people around you. We often can see what other people need to do, but we don't often know exactly what we need to do. So again, confidence is a skill, and it's simple. We want to get outside of our comfort zone on a regular basis and continue to grow. That's where the magic happens. And the last thing that I want to say is that worthiness often is a big issue for people not getting to the next level in leadership. And I want to tell you, worthiness is not anything to prove, explain, or justify, period. You are worthy of whatever you desire in your life, whatever level of leadership that you want to go into. It doesn't matter what your education is. It doesn't matter where you are today. If you have a vision for what you want to accomplish, you can accomplish anything. Now, it might take some time. You might need to devote energy in getting more information so that you can get to that level of mastery, but anything is possible, and you only have one life. So again, embody worthiness just because you were born, not because of anything that you've done. And then know that confidence is a skill that every single day you can increase so that you can step into your highest potential and start living in your truth. If this message resonated with you, drop me a comment below. I always love hearing from my listeners, and I can assure you that I always comment back. Share this with a friend and just make that decision that I choose to develop my confidence. And I can tell you, even though I'm confident, I get on stages, I do a lot of these different things, it's still something that I work on growing, because there are areas of my life that I know I can continuously become more confident in. So I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.